Hello everyone, Will Bound here with iamai-core. I'm here again to do my weekly channel, my weekly video. And tonight I'm going to do, today I'm going to do compiling of the core app that I showed before. So did a walkthrough on the previous episode, and I'm going to actually show how to compile. This one's going to be a lot more technically involved. You got to do, Visual Studio Code and whatnot, a bunch of stuff. But let me just dive right into it here, and we'll get going on it. Hopefully, it can help you guys out. All right, so here I have the Visual Studio Code, and I'm just going to show you the GitHub here. So this is the iamai-core GitHub. So we have iamai-core as the the main project. And you can see that all here. Got a whole bunch of repos. The main one is iamai-core here. And so the chat demo is inside of that, and we have the core library stuff, and then we have all the the needed sub projects here. So I'm just going to go through it as quick as I can. All the different parts to get it started. So from the GitHub, you're going to want to copy the. This is all in Windows too, but as you can see, I'm going to copy the Git URL, and then if we go into Visual Studio Code, what you do is you'd make a new window. And then you would go to the editor here, and you'd say clone repository, clone from GitHub. Oh, but before I do that, let's look at the extensions you need. So the ones that you need for doing this project is you need C++ from Microsoft. You need CMake tools. You need to have CMake tools installed as well. So you can get those at just look up CMake. I could actually show you here. Let's see. I might have the CMake. All right, CMake. Here it is. It's got to be up here. No, it's not. CMake. Oops. CMake download. Okay, so here you get the CMake. All right, so just download that. If you're doing Windows, you get the the MSI and do an installer. Just install the latest, this is the latest release. Might as well get that. And so anyway, get the CMake, have that installed. You need the C++ extension for VS Code, and for Microsoft, and you CMake tools for Microsoft, and the ones that. So those are the only ones you really need. These are all extra ones that I like, but for the compiling, all you need is those two at the top here. All right, so anyway, you come back here. Once you have those, you have to have those installed, and then you do clone repository, clone from GitHub, and then it's not going to show up in your list here, so you got to paste the address here, but then it'll show up, so you can grab that. I'm not going to do it here because I've already done it on the other one, but you just clone the repository, so you got local. All right, so then you get this here, but you won't have these two files. So that's like the next step. You got to make a launch.json. I do this one right here. I didn't include it on the GitHub, but I probably should in the README. So it makes it easy for people. Anyway, you got to do this so you can do a build using the CMake build. And then also, these are the settings that you need for CMake and the settings.json. This gives you the ability to control what version of CUDA, if you do the CUDA compiling, depending on the video cards you want to support, like the CUDA video cards. I needed this too because of something that was a buggy in Llama CVP, but I don't know if it's totally required, but it's in there. It might be. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to actually go through and update the. Oh, yeah. So when you get it, the next thing you got to do is run this command. What this does is it gets the submodule. So get submodule update, and you'd run that in, on your command line right here, just like that, inside the iamai-core, which you already are when you open the terminal, which is control tilde here on my Mac, on my PC, Windows. Anyway, you just run that. I don't want to do it right now because anyway, so because I want to update them. So what that does is it brings in these folders right here. So you get ggml, llama cpp, llm.c, and whisper.cpp. Also for the chat demo, you get curl. You can see how these are blue highlighted. So you get curl, iamGUI, and SDL. So those are all other GitHub projects that we're including here. So they have their own versions, and in Visual Studio Code, you can see all of the repositories here that are actually included. So this iamai-core is the main one, and that's the one we just, we just pulled in. That's the main iamai-core. These are all the submodules. So you can manage these and pull them in separately. So they're separate projects out on the internet. I wonder if there's a way to open them. I guess not here, but they're on GitHub, just like iamai-core, but they're separate projects. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to update them all to the latest master versions and then see if I can compile. And so I'm going to actually do that. So what I want to do here, I only have one file changed, and this has to do with compiling the chat demo, and I'll do that in a minute. But first I want to update each one of these. So how I do that is I go into here. Well, first I select the option, I do fetch. That gets all the latest stuff. So for GGML, I do fetch. So that has a lot of changes. You can see tons of changes there. And then I just do a sync. So I just click on this pull 244 commits from origin master. So that's a lot of commits from that GGML project. I can just pull them in here. So now they're in here. And you'll see if I go to the iamai-core project that now there's a bunch of changes there. That now we have GGML here as a change. So that means that we updated the GGML, and so I can push it to the repo, as the current tested version, basically. So anyway, so let me do the other ones. Llama CVP, fetch. So what this is going to do is pull in all the latest support for models and whatnot. So this is going to do a lot of updating and things. Llama CVP is the main engine that I'm using for the chat demo. So I just grab that. LLMC I'm not actually using, but it's interesting to find out if it's got any updates. This is from Karpathy. This is his C++, or not C++, regular C version of Llama CVP. It doesn't look that there's any changes on the Llama 3 repo. Okay, whisper.cpp is probably a lot of changes here. This is the audio. the voice recognition AI. So there's 267 changes there. Got those. Hopefully this makes our GUI still work. This is all about the GUI front end. So SDL, we'll see what's going on there. Oh wow, a lot of changes there. So we'll see how that turns out. This may not actually work, but we'll see. Okay, without coding changes, right? So, all right, whoa, a lot of image GUI changes too. It's been a while since I've done an update and compile. It should compile, but there might be some issues that they change things. Okay, so curl, that's probably got a lot of changes too. Yep, 749, holy cow. Okay. All right, so those are all updated. Now, that'll show up here. Those should all show up as changes in that. We can see them all here. All right, so now I'm going to talk about this one file that's changed from the current repo. So right now, if I build the project, it's going to build the core DLL DLL plugin, which isn't going to be the chat app I showed before. So what I have to do is just comment this out and put the there. I got to put my control key. My control key is broken. I got to put it back on. Sometimes it falls off. You just got to comment these out, right? Let's see. Oh, sorry. All right. Like that. So that's the way it comes in the repo, but we would just change this so that it's only going to do build the chat repo here. Okay, so we're going to get down into the building part. So I've built before in this repo, so I've made this build folder, but you won't have one. I'm going to go ahead and delete it now. It's a really good idea to do that, especially when I update all these projects. I'll definitely want to delete that before I build again. This is the project I'll be building here. So it does the chat demo here. And that has to do with how this works here. So I won't go into detail about all that. I'll just say that this is the code it will be compiling, building when we do the build here. All right, so going to here, this is all set up. So I'm on the debug version. So when I build, it'll be a debug. I'm going to go ahead and change that to release so that I can build a release. It's going to reconfigure and make the build folder again, which is fine. When that's done, looks like it's done. Oh, all right. Yeah, I'm not sure what it's doing there, but I'm going to go ahead and delete the build folder again, just for fun. It's not letting me. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and shut down the thing here, reopen it, just so that I've got a fresh, whatever it was executing is not anymore, so I can delete this. Oh man, that's not going to let me do it. Oh, there you go. Okay, anyway, I can just do a hard rebuild here. So I go into here, clean, reconfigure all projects. This should do a correct build. Okay. Oh, we got to set the, make sure we set the Visual Studio here. Release, um, build, all build, chat-demo, debug. Okay. And then I'm not seeing anything here. Something must have got messed up. Let's see. Oh, lost our. I must have accidentally deleted the CMake list. Oh yeah. Okay, that's a problem. I don't know how I did that. Some sort of wiggly. It must have had something to do with the control key. Anyway, there it is back. And it looks good. Okay. Oh, and we're trying to do the core build and not the chat build. So let's change that. All right. So now it looks like it's working now. Okay. Taking a minute to configure. So yeah, you can compile this yourself. All the source code is open source on the GitHub. If you can figure out how to do this or what this is all about, you can go ahead and compile it yourself and get a working version. Well, assumably with the latest update here. You can use the old versions though. For sure those work because I've done those before. Okay, it looks like it's done. Completed successfully. And we should have a new build folder. Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and do clean reconfigure just for the kicks. Figuring out all your setup there, figuring out the GPU, CPU, whatever we have set for that. So that's actually in here. So right now I'm not doing the Vulkan. This is all CPU build. So this is doing the CPU build. I would just uncomment this if I was going to do the GPU Vulkan. That's all I'd have to do. All right, looks like it worked. Okay, now we should be able to, now that was the configure, so now we have to do the actual build. So we have all the project here. We got the executable, we've got all the libraries, and so they're all in there statically. We've got the ggml, which is the backend engine like PyTorch, or it's the AI backend in C++. And then we have the image GUI, which is part of the GUI, libcurl, which is for downloading the models, llama, which is the llama.cpp. And then we have SDL, which is the graphics stuff. So that's all static compiled inside the exe. All right, let's go ahead and take a look here. So just to take a quick look at through this one, this is the main. This is the main project. Oh, wait, no, this is the chat demo. Chat demo CMake list. Okay, so I have to just comment this up like that to get the GPU compiled. That will accelerate the GPU. Anyway, all the rest of this stuff is for doing the GUI. It builds the base or the llama CVP. This builds llama CVP. And we have the GUI stuff, image GUI. Here's for the chat demo executable. Include everything in there. This gives it an icon. Manifest file for Windows. I still need to do all this for Mac and Linux, but it should. We tested it out already, and I went through it, and we got it to work. Which just doesn't include the code that we did. And I don't have a machine to test. I do have the Linux though, but I haven't done it yet. Anyway, so All right, so now let's go ahead and build it. So it's probably gonna take a minute, but it should work, hopefully. This is with all the changes. See it going. This is the CPU version, so it's going to be faster than the GPU version to build. We might get some errors here, I don't know, because all the updates, but hopefully not. Got my fingers crossed. Time to pull out the coffee. I'm not like super multitasker, so I just think about stuff and plan stuff or whatever when I'm waiting for things. Generally, sometimes I figure out I can do something, but it takes a while. Once it builds the first time, though, then it's a lot faster next build. This is the first time build, so it's going to take a while. If I did the GPU build, it would take even longer. Yeah, generally I have to, especially the CUDA build. If I do the Vulkan, it's not so bad, but if I do the CUDA build, it could take like half an hour or something. I don't know. Not that long, but it doesn't take me that long. It's only like 5-10 minutes or something. But I don't want to wait on this video to do that. This looks like this is Llama CVP stuff, it looks like. I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks like it. OpenAI, Emily, Quen. Yeah, it's definitely Llama CVP. Support for all these different models. Quen 3, Stable LM, that's the the picture generator. Oh, the guys who did that, Stable Diffusion, it's not the thing, but, oh, it had an error. Looks like we've got an error. Undeclared identifier. GUI child flags border. It's an update to the image GUI stuff with an error. Okay, so I'm not going to go through that and fix that. I'd have to spend some time to fix that. And I don't want to like do debugging on this video, which maybe I'll do it in the next video or something. Anyway, I don't want to make these too long. I just want to kind of give people a taste of things and let people see what I'm doing here. So it did come up with an error that I've got to fix, and I'll try to push that before I push these changes here. I'll try to fix that code, whatever I need to get it working, and change whatever I need I change in here, and then I'll commit the things to the public repo up there. So that's pretty much it. Too bad it didn't work right out of the chute. That would have been kind of cool. I could have shut it off. That would have been neat, but I can't. Just as a recap from the last one, though, these are the apps that it actually creates. So that would make this exe file. Oh, I should show where it would make it in the project here. So it'll be in the build folder and in the bin directory and in release. So there's nothing in there right now, but that's where it would end up. So it would end up in there. It'd be .exe, and you'd be able to run it locally on your machine, and be able to copy it over to other Windows computers, and they could run it as well. So that's the thing. Start from start to finish, building and making your own open source local chat app. Here, I'll just run this just so you can see it. We can re-see it. So it'll run something like this, right? And you can pull up a model and chat with it. I'm going to pull up GPT OSS, actually. There you go. We got GPT OSS. Write a short story about, tell me about yourself. All right, well, that's a wrap. Well, let's see what it does here. This is GPT OSS. It's a 20 billion parameter model. It's a mixture of experts that'll run here on my CPU. It's still going to take a while to get the thing, but anyway, that's pretty much a wrap here. I just want to thank everybody for checking out the thing. I'm going to be doing weekly videos here. Hopefully not too long, not making them too long, but I want to just make sure that people can see, what I'm doing with the IMA project. What it means, that it's open. It's all open and available to everyone. I want to give people the power they need to run local models, to have control of their AI, and not be controlled by the big corporations that are out there, that have the power over the models. They get control of their own, each person individually. So anyway, everybody, I hope you have a good. It was a good video that it was helpful, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.